शशाङ्कशेखर
विभूति सुन्दर शशाङ्कशेखर
विभूति सुन्दर शशाङ्कशेखर
विभूति सुन्दर शशाङ्कशेखर
साई शंकर दया करो
साई शंकर दया करो
साई शंकर दया करो
साई शंकर दया करो
देवा प्रिय देवा साई देवा गोकुल रंजन साई गोपाला
गोकुल रंजन साई गोपाला
रघुकुल भूषण साई रामा
रघुकुल भूषण साई रामा
गोकुल रंजन साई गोपाला
गोकुल रंजन साई गोपाला
रघुकुल भूषण साई रामा
रघुकुल भूषण साई रामा
हे मदनान्तक दया करो
हे मदनान्तक दया करो
हे मदनान्तक दया करो
हे मदनान्तक दया करो
देवा प्रिय देवा साई देवा
देवा प्रिय देवा साई देवा दयामया
विभूति सुन्दर शशाङ्क शेखर
विभूति सुन्दर शशाङ्क शेखर
साई शंकर दया करो
साई शंकर दया करो
देवा प्रिय देवा साई देवा
देवा प्रिय देवा साई देवा
Jingi, hello, Jingi Walla. Welcome to beautiful Bunjalung country, and I just hope that you connect to the ancient spirit of this land and of our ancestors and all our elders past and present, that you listen to their wisdom and their knowledge, and we apply it to our lives to create a better future for us all as a beautiful earth family. So Jingi Walla, welcome. I'm just going to sing you a song. Gari Nanami, welcome you to country, Mother Earth, and thank Creator, Mali Babara Mamang, and for everything that we have, and welcome you into families. Gari Nanami. Jingiwala, welcome. Have a beautiful day. Okay, that dance was spirit dance. The leaves are to cleanse the area, get rid of all the negativity and invite all the good spirits to come onto country, and the hand movement so that we are all one family. Making sure I've got some energy to sing again. This song called Baribama. Baribama means to dream. Bugaji means to get up, rise up. Muawi is to pick. And Yuna is to sleep. This woman hunting and gathering song. And they're going out, wake up in the morning, go out hunting and gathering for the family for the day. And then at night they go to sleep and they have the spirits come out and dance over them for good dreams and good rest. Baribama.
This next dance is called Boogie Gamba. Boogie Gamba means in the beginning. In the beginning, the Creator gave the earth to all our ancestors to care for and protect. It's now time everybody care for and protect the land. That's what this dance is. Got him? Hi. Boogie Gamba yola darla ngorangnya maja irwan be gungaranga waruguma angelana joka gile girwan be goreju ngaranga waruguma ya maja Boogie Gamba yola darla ngorangnya maja irwan be gungaranga waruguma angelana joka gile girwan be goreju Ngarengo waruguma ya maja Boogie Gamba yola darla ngorangnya maja irwan begu ngarenga waruguma angelana jaga gile gerwan begu reju ngarengo waruguma ya maja tai ai hey. Oh, deadly. Okay, now we'd like to see if anyone want to come and join us in learn that little dance there, Boogie Gamba. See, in our culture, when you go to a different fella's country, then you step into their law. Same like if we go over to other people's country, we step into their law and we do things the way they do. So we'd like it if people would jump up and come and join us in this dance. What it does is it embodies the meaning of it. It embodies that. And it helps us send the power up into the energy field to go into the hearts and spirits and minds of all. So we'll take you all through it. It's not very hard. Little fellas can do it and old fellas too. So we'll get you all to make nice, neat lines. And spread out a bit so you don't bust each other up. Okay, I'm going to come out there and join you too, I think. First of all, can you all hear me at the back? First of all, we have to remember that we're part of the earth, and the earth is one big energy ball, isn't it? And we're part of that. So when we do this part, we reach down to the ground, and we invite anything from spirit of the earth to come right up to us and make the sound. and protect. Now time. Everybody, careful and protect the land. Then we turn again back. Now this time, same as the start, but instead of making a zigzag, we just drop straight forward. Because when we look back and we learn how the old people do things, then we've got strength to go forward, eh? But if we just go forward and leaving the ancestors behind, what's that? They are us, we are them. So we've got to bring that forward, not be separate from our old people's way. So this part here, we stomp it in and we do the same. In the beginning, the Creator gave all this land to all the heavenly people to care for and protect. It's now time, everyone, careful and protect the land. And this part is try and share and deliver. So then we're going to bring that white wood up like this. Put it back down. What we take from there, we're going to give back. We come from there and we go back. And we do it again, but this time we're doing it put twice. That means no doubt. No more. Stop, finish, doing it. And it goes like that, eh? And then now the other one. Good. And again, ready? Then we're going to take pictures of 1, 2, 3. And we put him up to go around to all the happy sounds, everybody. Are you ready now? Just prove. 100 people now, look out. Okay, you go back to front, get the camera out, get the camera out. So we're feeling serious now. Not the strong message, eh? Here you go. But he's got plenty more leaves. We're going to take the microphone now, so if you want to phone one last. Where's all our mob?
He's coming, all the best. Wish you all.
जय साई रामा जय रघुरामा
साई रामा जय रघुरामा
जय साई रामा जय रघुरामा
जय साई रामा जय रघुरामा
जय साई रामा जय रघुरामा
साई रामा जय रघुरामा
जय साई रामा जय Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah Shiva Hara Hara Haraya Namo Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Shivaya Namo Shiva Hara Hara Haraya Namo Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Shivaya Namo Shiva Shiva Hara Hara Haraya Namo Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Shivaya Namo Shiva Shiva Hara Hara Haraya Namo Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Shivaya Namo Hara Hara Mahadeva 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 Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namo Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namo Shivaya Namo Om Shivaya Shivaya Dama 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 Damaru Baje 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 Dhimi taka mridanga baje Dhimi taka mridanga baje Dhimi taka mridanga baje Dhimi taka mridanga baje Hara Hara Mahadeva 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 Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namo 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 Shiva Shiva Hara Hara Haraya Namo Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Shivaya Namo Shiva Shiva Hara Hara Haraya Namo Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Shivaya Namo Hara Hara Mahadeva 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 Dama 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 Damaru Baje Dama 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 Damaru Baje Dhimi taka mridanga baje Dhimi taka mridanga baje Hara Hara Mahadeva Hara Hara Mahadeva Hara Hara Mahadeva गोविंद 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 बोलो गोविंद 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 बोलो गोविंद 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 बोलो गोविंद 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 बोलो गोविंद के गुण गाओ गोविंद के गुण गाओ गोविंद के गुण गाओ गोविंद के गुण गाओ हरि 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 बोलो हरि 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 बोलो हरि हरि के गुण गाओ हरि हरि के गुण गाओ गोविंद 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 बोलो गोविंद 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 बोलो गोविंद के गुण गाओ गोविंद के गुण गाओ साई राम बोलो साई श्याम बोलो साई राम बोलो साई श्याम बोलो साई राम गुण गाओ साई राम गुण गाओ गोविंद 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 बोलो गोविंद 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 बोलो गोविंद के गुण गाओ गोविंद के गुण गाओ गोविंद के गुण गाओ गोविंद के गुण गाओ हरि 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 बोलो अल्लाह ईश्वर तू अल्लाह ईश्वर अल्लाह ईश्वर तू अल्लाह ईश्वर येसु बुद्ध प्रभु तू येसु बुद्ध प्रभु तू येसु बुद्ध प्रभु तू येसु बुद्ध प्रभु तू सौराष्ट्र महावीर तू सौराष्ट्र महावीर तू सौराष्ट्र महावीर तू सौराष्ट्र महावीर तू साई राम तू साई कृष्ण 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 तू सर्वधर्म प्रभु तू सर्वधर्म प्रभु तू श्री सत्य साई प्रभु तू श्री सत्य साई प्रभु तू त्रेता युग में राम 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 प्रभु तू द्वापर युग में कृष्ण 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 प्रभु तू कली युग में साई 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 प्रभु तू सर्वधर्म प्रभु तू सर्वधर्म प्रभु तू श्री सत्य साई प्रभु तू श्री सत्य साई प्रभु तू अल्लाह ईश्वर तू अल्लाह ईश्वर तू अयोध्या विहारी श्री राम राम रामा
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 द्वारका विहारी श्री कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
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 सप्तगिरि विहारी गोविंद गोविंद
सप्तगिरि विहारी गोविंद गोविंद
सप्तगिरि विहारी गोविंद गोविंद
सप्तगिरि विहारी गोविंद गोविंद
निज भक्त हृदय विहारी श्री साई राम देवा
निज भक्त हृदय विहारी श्री साईनाथ देवा
निज भक्त हृदय विहारी श्री साईनाथ देवा
निज भक्त हृदय विहारी श्री साईनाथ देवा
अयोध्या विहारी श्री राम राम रामा
अयोध्या विहारी श्री राम राम राम
द्वारका विहारी श्री कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
द्वारका विहारी श्री कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण
सप्तगिरि विहारी गोविंद गोविंद
सप्तगिरि विहारी गोविंद गोविंद
गोविंद गोविंद
गोविंद गोविंद
गोविंद गोविंद
गोविंद गोविंद
सप्तगिरि विहारी गोविंद गोविंद
सप्तगिरि विहारी गोविंद गोविंद
निज भक्त हृदय विहारी श्री साईनाथ देवा
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 अयोध्या विहारी श्री राम राम राम
Om Shri Sai Ram. Offering
our collective prayers, our love and gratitude at the feet of our Divine Master, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. On behalf of the Heart of Love Foundation Australia, I welcome all respected elders, dignitaries, brothers and sisters, and everyone watching us on the live stream from around the world. A loving Sai Ram to you all. Or, as we would say here in Australia, g'day and welcome. I would specifically like to acknowledge Dr. David Cornsweet, Sister Bhuvana, Brother Gauri Shankar, and Swami's students who have flown all the way with him to Australia and specifically to Murwillumbah. I would also like to acknowledge Mr. Gary Seaton, the chairperson of the Heart of Love Foundation, and Mrs. Francis Seaton, his wife. Unfortunately, they could not be here today, but they are watching the live stream as we speak. In fact, thanks to technology, this is the first time in the history of Heart of Love that we are live streaming from this venue. I would like to show my respects and acknowledge the Bunjalung people who are the traditional custodians of this land on which this meeting takes place, and to elders past and present. I would also like to extend that respect to other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders who are present here today. Oka chinna kada, Telugu words meaning one small story. These are the words that Swami used to intercept the speeding current of his discourse when he wanted to illustrate a lesson. This morning, let me tell you Oka chinna kada, one small story about the Heart of Love Center for Human Development here in Murwillumbah. The word Murwillumbah is an Aboriginal word meaning camping place. We're at the foothills of Mount Warning or Mount Woolombin, a central volcanic remnant of an ancient shield volcano 1,900 meters above sea level. The entire valley is known as Tweed Valley. It's a stunning manifestation of divinity. Swami declared in 2014 itself that this area is the Kodaikanal of Australia. It is suffused with spiritual energy. In fact, in 2017, when Swami graced the shores of Australia, he revealed that the land and the surroundings on which the Heart of Love Center is located had been an indigenous temple for over 2,000 years. Swami himself named this place the Heart of Love Center. He told us, and I quote, "When you are with God, that happiness lasts forever. It never diminishes. It only increases. Pleasure and pain come and go, but happiness from divine union comes and grows. Develop this kind of happiness in your heart. That is why I have named this place Heart of Love, a heart full of love." Before Swami left Australian shores in 2017, he blessed the Heart of Love building plans and issued a divine dictum that a permanent hall be constructed here within 1 year so program could be conducted. The Australian team worked tirelessly with local authorities to bring forward this vision. The building plans were soon submitted to council, and we were hoping that it would be approved within a few months so that building work could start. However, the plans were rejected and the permissions were not granted, despite trying everything that we could. Human effort was at a stalemate, and divine intervention was required. 4 years later, after the COVID pandemic, Swami landed again on Australian shores on Ganesh Chaturthi Day, on Ganesha's birthday, in August 2022. As we sat with him at the top house, he reiterated, Australia has a very big role to play. It doesn't need healthcare. It doesn't need education. It needs a value system. More spirituality, more culture, more sensitivity, more kindness. That is how we can help. That is the vision of Heart of Love. Grow it into a center for excellence in many fields. He also acknowledged in that August visit the work that which had been put into the building preparations for the Heart of Love. And he said, the local council demanded all kinds of things. We gave whatever we could. We know we have tried everything. Our work should be like that of a river. When it tries to move a mountain, but when it can't, it just finds a way to go around. It doesn't stop its journey. If it keeps fighting with the mountain, it will get stuck, it will stagnate, and it will die. We must find a way around and go. The work should not stop. Swami then instructed us to purchase the adjacent property, that is the land that all of us sit on today, with the intention to build and cultivate a center for human development on this land. There's a small backstory to this. 4 years ago, in 2019, when Swami was being driven past this property, he made the car slow down and pointed at this property and instructed, you purchase this property, and gave a year's timeline, another divine dictum. Within a year, as instructed by Swami, we approached the owner of this place, but he had no intention at all in selling this property. Swami told us at that time, wait, the time is not right. In the Bible, there is a beautiful verse that says, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. And Swami was planting the seeds in 2019. It came into fruition a month prior to Swami landing in Australia in August 2022. In a remarkable turn of events, the same neighbor now approached us and asked us whether the foundation wanted to purchase the property because they were magically moving on. What a turn of events. The timing was immaculate. The Master knows all. The existing property, the top house, at the instruction of Swami, now serves as his residence in Australia. In fact, last year, when Swami came, he told us that he enjoyed staying there so much that when he comes again, he would write his next book from here. How blessed we are. This property, which is now the Heart of Love Center for Human Development, was only acquired in December 2022. And this is the first official gathering at such a scale that we're having. Before we conducted any work on this land, we asked Auntie Deirdre, an Aboriginal elder who today did the Welcome to Country outside this marquee. We asked her to walk the land to pay respects to the spirits on this land and seek permission to use the land for the foundation's work. She said, after the prayer, this land is pure and clear and suffused with love. The spirits are very happy and will support you in your endeavor to promote human excellence. They were waiting for you people to come here as the big fella, and she's referring to Swami, already commented that it would come to do his work. They are also very happy that God has established his own residence on the land next door. I let that word sit with us for some time. What an amazing declaration from the ancient spirits of this land. And so, we're so fortunate today that the big fella has come physically before us. So what next? What do we need to do? Swami has already given us the direction. Just be associated with the mission. You know, there was once a teacher in a class, and she asked a 7-year-old boy called Varun. She said, "Varun, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And Varun said, "Ma'am, I want to be a multi-billionaire. I want 365 houses, one for each day of the year. I want 365 cars, one for each day of the year, and also a private jet." Then the teacher said, "Oh my God, Varun, I didn't ask for an essay," and turned to another student, Mary, and said, "Please, Mary, just in 2 words, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And Mary simply pointed to Varun and said, "His wife." And that is the essence. Just like the sunflower, which seeks the sun's rays, all we need to do is turn our vision towards Him. Come to Him, asking Him what we can do for Him, not what He can do for us. And what is the best way of doing this? Through selfless service. Swami says that spirituality must express itself as a help to someone in need. And He has given an avenue in each country to be able to do this. Here in Australia, it's through the Heart of Love Foundation. And since the acquisition of the Heart of Love Centre, the centre has hosted and organised multiple events benefiting the community. We've prepared a humble offering, which I request the video to be played.
Dearest Swami, the following are highlights of some of the key events and projects that were organized during the last year. Murwillumbah Together, July 2022. The foundation hosted the first free post-flood community event where community members were able to share their experiences and connect with each other in a fun and meaningful way. There were several stalls, alternate healing stations, and general medical consults on the day for everyone to experience. Mental Health First Aid Training, October 2022. Heart of Love Foundation organized a mental health first aid training workshop to mobilize and empower participants from the Tweed and Lismore communities by equipping them with the knowledge and confidence to recognize, connect, and respond to someone experiencing a mental health problem or mental health crisis. Christmas gathering and toy distribution for flood-affected victims, December 2022. Partnering with the 2484 Community Hub, another local charity, along with the support of the Rotary Club, the Heart of Love Foundation hosted a Christmas gathering for flood-affected families, many of whom were still displaced from their homes following the devastating floods earlier in the year. The foundation further teamed up with the 2484 Community Hub and Turbans for Australia to provide Christmas presents to children from flood-affected families. Community Leader Symposium, February 2023. The foundation hosted a Community Leader Symposium bringing together local government officials including the mayor, heads of charities, and business leaders to raise awareness of our national and international service work and drive collaborative efforts. A panel discussion between local community organizations discussed critical challenges within the Tweed Shire, such as flood relief efforts, increased rates of homelessness, and at-risk youth. Heart to Heart with the legendary cricketer Aravinda De Silva, March 2023. The Heart of Love Foundation hosted a very special evening with Mr. Aravinda De Silva, highly acclaimed former Sri Lankan cricket player, in Sydney, to create awareness about the Sri Sathya Sai Sanjeevani Super Specialty Hospital in Batticaloa, Sri Lanka. All attendees were truly moved and inspired by his passion for the project and pledged their support in various ways. Indigenous Trauma Healing Workshop, April 2023. The occurrence of personal and family trauma within these communities has always been on the rise. The main aim of this workshop was to create a safe circle to support participants, to connect to land and begin their healing process, to ultimately leave a positive, enriching, and thriving environment for the next generation. Swami, in the years leading up to this day, we've been blessed to have the opportunity to be in your physical presence right here in Murwillumbah, New South Wales, Australia. While many may mistake these visits and satsangs for one-off occasions, we truly understand that what's really happening here is the planting of seeds of transformation inside each and every one of us, so that we may one day realize who we truly are. Thank you so much, dearest Swami, for your patience, your guidance, and your love.
So this is the Chinna Kada, the small story of the Heart of Love Center, a saga that only Swami can orchestrate. Albert Einstein once said that everything is relative. Charles Darwin said everyone is relative. Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai has declared that everyone is everything, and everything is in everyone. Vasudeva Kutumbakam, one world, one family. Jai Sai Ram. I now pray on behalf of all those seated today that Swami bless us with his divine words. Sai Ram.
To the spirits of this native land, as they say, or Jingawala, they are there all around us. They are surrounding us and they are watching us and observing what we are thinking, what we are speaking, what we are doing over here. And for those who are too rational and those who only believe in science, I don't think this is the place for them. This is a place for those who can think with their heart, who can see with their hearts, who can hear with their hearts, who can speak with their hearts, who can work with their hearts. So this is the place for the people with hearts. And therefore this place is heart of love. Because heart knows nothing else but love. And when we came here for the first time, back in 2015 or so, I was having my morning tea just outside the house, not this one at Shangri-La, up there. And I remember a chieftain, not in the physical but in an energy form, a chieftain of a tribe appeared there with an assistant. And I was kind of taken aback because that was not what I was expecting. But then these two people were there and they were seemingly very upset. And I did not know what did we do to upset them. But the chief especially was very upset. And I asked them very humbly, what is it that you have come here for? Is there anything that has upset you? And they said, this all land belongs to us and our ancestors. And all you people have come and occupied these lands. Well, that house did not belong to me. He should have spoken to Gary rather. But then I was there and I was the only one who could perhaps see or experience that chief. And then I asked them, which tribe are you from? And what do you expect us to do? And he said, I am from Bora Bora tribe. And I am a chief of the tribe, and we've been here for ages. And so much of wrong has been done to me and my people. At least you people owe us an apology. I thought that, yes, that was true, because what can we do for all that has already been done? How can we right it now? But the minimum we could do is to pay a moral debt that we owe them, which is to say sorry for whatever has happened, however they were wronged. And so we asked, and we found out that there did exist a tribe like this, and people still exist here. And they are there as aboriginals, and they are the natives. But then we requested, how can we pay our debt of gratitude as well as apologize for anything that we have done wrong? They told there is a temple and you must go and pay your respects. So that was done. And then I could feel that probably they are now happier with us. And we sought the permission that can we do something over here, because this is a very ancient land. In the whole of Australia, people have been living here for ages. I do not know how long. But they are the worshippers of that one divine Father. And they are the protectors of the nature. They are the people who have cared for this land. And these are the people whom we must be mindful of. We must be grateful for. So when this morning Auntie Deirdre and others performed the rituals, it was very heartening, because it could have started in any other way. But the best way it could have been started was by invoking the spirits and expressing our gratitude to all of them. And I could feel their presence, I could feel their joy. And I'm very grateful to the tribe, to the people, the natives who came here and who performed this ritual from their heart. And they taught us some very deep lessons. And she taught me that when you do like this, you basically convey that you're one family, one earth family. All the 5 elements come together like 5 fingers that make a hand. So we are all together as one family. And that's our thought too, one earth or one world, one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That's a very ancient Indian idea. And that idea also exists here, where they believe we are one family and this earth is our mother and this fire is the grandfather, that's what he said. Means we connect to each other as one family. We live with each other. We respect, we care for each other. And that is what they were teaching us. It was very nice and very helpful to align ourselves with the local or the native thought process, the value system, the principles, which guided them for so many, probably millennia, and they still guide these people. So it was a very wonderful coming together. In India, we would have performed a homa or a yajna, as the case may be. Here, they also had a fire ritual to clean up, whatever negativity the place may have, to convey our gratitude to the earth, from whom or from that mother from which we take everything that we need. And at the end, we go back to her in her lap. And then we pray to all the elements. And they had some wonderful dances, which was about hunting, gathering, the way they lived in those days. And it is so beautiful, because even in India, there are so many tribal communities. Even today, they exist. And they are very, very kind. They may not look civilized as we think civilization is, but they are far more wiser than all of us. And they understand life much better than us. They may not be able to speak in the language that we speak, or they may not be able to convey or communicate the way we do. But they know more than all of us. And we need to respect that. And we need to learn from them by sitting at their feet and understanding what they know and making our ways better. There's little that we can do for them. I always feel for them, because much has been taken away. That's the truth. At the point of a gun or by force. But today, even if we cannot set right all that which has been done wrong, we can still convey our gratitude and pay our respects for all those native spirits, the ancestors of this land, and the people today who inhabit it, and the future generation who is going to continue this legacy, this tradition. So the first thing I wanted to speak about today in this satsang was about this land and its people and their wonderful culture, which considers everybody as one family. Otherwise, we wouldn't be accepted here too, unless they felt that we were their family too. And that is the idea. And I was telling Auntie Deirdre, what a wonderful thought. This is what I'm going around the whole world telling people. We are one family, we are one family. I hope people realize soon. And she too prayed that yes, it should happen soon. That we should make it happen, that the whole world feels like one family. And they're able to help each other, care for each other. They're kind and compassionate to each other. They're able to share with each other. And that is how we can build a better world. And this is what our ancestors knew. We lost it on the way. We became too selfish, too greedy, too self-centered. But they were not so. And that is the beauty of this ritual. And I'm so grateful. I'm going to carry this with me back to India and to many countries where I go and talk about it. That how they have done this. And I assure them next time when I come, I will definitely learn the dance as well. I was a bit shy. Yes, we have inherited this place from the ancestors, but we also have borrowed this from our future generation, from our children. That's what an American native proverb is. We don't inherit this earth from our ancestors, but we borrow it from our children and grandchildren. So it's a moral obligation to make sure that we pass on this earth to our children in a better way than how we have received. And these traditions will help us do that. I'm very grateful. Again and again, I want to convey that I'm very grateful for the ritual. I could feel the presence of those subtle energies. They were glad that we were here. And I really, really hope that we do not do anything to upset them ever. And the one thing they do expect from all of us is to respect this land and its people and its culture, and to love and live in harmony, in camaraderie, in fraternity, like a family. And these two things should guide this place. So I think that we will always abide by. This is our assurance to them. Coming to this center of Heart of Love, Kaushik spoke, long story short, that this happened. This had to happen because this world does not need much, you see, especially a country like Australia. Yes, there may be small pockets of places where there's need for food or shelter, or once in a while there is a calamity and you need to step up. But largely the people here need love. That which has run dry in their hearts is love. And therefore there is no peace, there is no joy, there is no happiness. Do what you want and you don't feel happy. And that is because the most important part of their life, as I call it, the missing piece of the puzzle is love, which they are unable to find. True love, pure love. That love which has no expectations, no demands. That love which is sufficient unto itself. That kind of love is something that they are missing. And they try to complete this puzzle of life by trying to cut and fit other things into it. Their wealth, their relations, their name, their positions, their popularity, fame, power, ambitions, but nothing fits into that piece, because that piece is kept only for love, and only when that piece finds itself into it, that is when the whole puzzle is complete. And we are here to teach that, and that is what we are learning from them. It is about love, and we are here to give only that. When many people ask me, Swami, I want to surrender my mind to you, or I want to offer this to you, or we want to do this for you. And I ask them, how can you do that? Because you never owned it in the first place. You see, everything is you have borrowed from somebody, or it's given to you. Your body is given to you by your parents. Your knowledge is given to you by your teachers. Your abilities and skills are given to by your instructors or the society that you live in. The wealth you have made or whatever you have earned, it's because of the help and support of so many. It is not just your own doing. None of it truly belongs to you. So give me that which truly belongs to you, which you haven't borrowed from anybody and loaned from your parents or your societies, or you have not earned it on your own, which you always had as your very own property. Give me that, then I will accept it, because rest all is either borrowed or earned with the help of others. And you know, the only thing that we truly, truly own, which we can call is our own, is love. because we are born with that one thing called love. And everything else is earned during the course of our life. But love is the only thing that is given to us as we are born. It is us. It's our core. It's our very soul. It's our very existence. It's everything. On that we build and do many, many more things. So I am here to tell people to get back to your origins. As they said, he did a ritual. He took us all back to the ancestors and brought the culture of the ancestors back to this day. And we go back to our ancestors, to the ancient people, to our forefathers, and ask them, what is that which mattered the most? Not the lands that they had won in battles, or the children or grandchildren and great-grandchildren that they have had, but the only thing that truly, truly mattered to them and should matter to us is love. And this love is unconditional love. It doesn't come with conditions like a business transaction. It is sufficient unto itself. Love for love's sake is what I keep telling everybody. If this love goes missing from life, everything falls apart. And we are all trying to hold all the pieces together, but in vain. Because the most important piece of this puzzle is love. So heart of love. Heart of love is about reclaiming our original way of life, which is simply to love. And in that love, everything happens. Love is very intelligent. Love is very capable. Love is very powerful. It knows what it wants. It knows what it needs to do. It has its own understanding of things. And as long as we don't interfere with its ways, we will be happy and everything will be done. But the moment we forget that and we think we are the doers and we are the people who can achieve and acquire and gain and do things, all the problems begin over there. So let love flow through all our hearts. And that is one common love. It is not different love from her to him to them. It's one love that was given to all of us as we came into existence. And that's our core. So as long as we go back to that core and live our lives in tune with that original love which was given to us in the beginning, as he said, in the beginning, that alone was love. And that is something this Heart of Love Center should teach everyone. And whenever you find there is some conditioning of your love is happening, some expectations are building up, some judgments are creeping in, some kind of, give and take is building up, you know that it's getting impure. It's not what we are here to do. So every time we have to go and check ourselves whether we are truly able to love as we were supposed to. And if we are not, we must mend our ways, correct ourselves then and there, and get back to what originally it was supposed to be like. And that's when we would have paid our debt of gratitude to our ancestors, our forefathers, and above all to God, the very Creator. And that is the story of Heart of Love. Chinna Katha, Pedda Katha, whichever Katha. This is the long and short story of Heart of Love, to develop that love, a heart full of love, which has place for everyone. There is room for all in it. And there is always expands and makes room for more. Never rejects anybody but accepts all. And learns to forgive, learns to let people come despite their shortcomings to you. So this love is all that I'm very keen that our center should develop, because I do not see why we should do a hospital project here or why we should do a big educational institutions. We have some, but the most important thing that people of this place need is go back to their roots, go back to the original truth, and which was simply to love, exist to love, live to love, that's what I say, and love to live. And one day if you can't love, your life should feel like a burden. You should feel something has gone amiss, there's something wrong today, I am not myself. This feeling should haunt us the day we don't love. And this happens to me all the time. The day I have not thought of somebody and done something for someone out of love, I feel the day is incomplete. It is a wasted day. At the end of the day, when you go to sleep, you don't feel complete. You don't feel whole. You feel half. You feel incomplete. That feeling should help us to find where the fault lies, where the gaps lie, and then fill it up with love. So Heart of Love is very carefully thought about as a name, because that heart which is full of love alone is the true heart. This heart which beats in the chest is not, that's only an organ. But the heart that exists in everything, in everyone, in all. As I look around, the chirping birds, the flowers, the trees, the earth, the sky, the sunrise and sunset, everything is filled with that divine love. You can feel it. And this is very, very powerful place. We may not have a recorded history to go back and verify everything, but we know that this place had existed long, long time ago, and people lived here perfectly in tune with nature and with the divine. And when we are in this place, the energies from those times are still here. See, they can be retrieved. And that is the reason why we are here, because it's easier for us to connect to our souls, our truths. And that is what we want to learn, and we want to give back in whatever we can. Of course, seva you must do, because seva is a spontaneous expression of love. Service is simply an expression of love. And love cannot be just love sitting in one's heart. It will immediately express itself as a thought, as a word, or an action. And that is how love's ways are. So all I expect is that fill your heart with that love. And anytime that love feels like, there are conditions and there are expectations and attachments building in, set it right, correct it then and there. Don't go on the wrong track for too long. Correct it then and there and get back to the original route. And when you get back to that, you will feel a certain kind of peace within. Peace that passeth understanding, as they say. You will understand that what I'm trying to say, you will feel it. And once you feel that, it will guide. It's very intuitive. It will tell you what's next, what to speak, what not to speak, what to do, what not to do. It just knows. So that is the secret of whatever we do. When people ask, how do you decide what should be done next? I say, I don't do anything. I just love, and love does everything else. That is the secret. That love, as I said, knows everything. It is divine. So it has everything in itself. What to do, what not to do, when, where, when this property, when that property, when that building will come up, when it won't. It knows it all. You have to simply trust and surrender to love and be always living in that feeling. That is our message to the whole world. But messages like these cannot be spoken about. They have to be practiced. And people will understand it when they see us practice it. No point in just speaking about it. When yesterday somebody said we are going to have a big workshop somewhere, I said, please allow only those people to speak who practice. Do not make a very ornamental, flowery lecture about service and love. It doesn't make sense to anybody. They may come, out of respect for you, they may sit and bear with you for the entire program, but they will not go transformed. In fact, they will go back more upset than they came. So only if you're practicing. So that's all I'm trying to say around the world. Please practice that. It's so liberating. It is so emancipating. Everything else disappears. All these silly, petty things in life. He didn't respect me, she didn't like me, they didn't acknowledge me. All these little things just disappear. Like the dewdrops disappear when the sun rises, you see. The fog disappears. Likewise. So this is the most important work that we have in our hands to do. Everything else is secondary. This is the most important thing. And this cannot be done by me alone. It has to be done by each one of us. And each one of us is equally responsible for it. There is no magic wand. Many people catch hold of my hand and they forcibly put it on their heads and say, well, now I am blessed. I said, how to explain? It doesn't work like that. Put my hand on your head or put your head on my feet. Nothing will happen unless you are ready. Yeah, this is all physical. This doesn't work. So, and I'm telling you right away, I am very clear. I'm not somebody who is going to do magic and transform anybody over here. So don't come with this expectation. I can only show you this is the path. And I can tell you I have walked this path. And I can tell you what are the pitfalls, what are the dangers, what are the risks, and what are the rewards. I can tell you about it all. But walking on it is your problem, not mine. And if you walk, you will be rewarded. There is no doubt about it. So that is all my ways. And my way is that of love. That love which tells us what to do. Should you do a hospital? If the love thinks it has to be done, it will be done. If it thinks it's not needed, you just have to do a value education program for teachers or parents or children, so be it. Nothing is greater or lesser. Nothing is more glorious or less. Everything is love. In love, everything is of the same value. So this is most important, to develop that love. And as people from this country who have a responsibility, because they're carrying on their shoulders the responsibility of continuing the great ancient traditions. You may not have been people who were born in this place or might have come from elsewhere. It doesn't matter. We all inherit the same earth at the end. Wherever we walk on the same earth. And that is how we must think of this place. And I'm very glad that it is happening now. Just, I think day before we had Buddha Purnima, which is the enlightenment of Buddha, who they say sat under a tree and found enlightenment. There are plenty of trees around if you want to try it out. And it's nothing to do with the tree though at the end, it's to do with you. It didn't matter whether Buddha sat under that tree or the next one, as long as he sat and did what he had got to do. So you have plenty of trees, bushes and everything else. Try it, but it's you which matters. It's you who has to do it, not the trees. But of course this place will help you, because it's already charged. And I can feel it. Every time I come, I can feel it. And I'm very happy these people, some of them put together a small house there. It's very peaceful. I wake up with birds singing, better than our students. And it's sweeter. And it's all green and it's beautiful. And I think of all these people who lived here a long, long time ago and how they lived and cared for each other. They did what they had to do, but then they always did it with love. And that's the most important part. That's the most important ingredient. Do anything that you do in life, but let it have the authority and approval of love. Only then you do things, speak, act. Till then, better not do. That's better not to do than go ahead and do something when it does not have the approval of love. So ask yourself, consult that inside and find out whether you're doing it out of pure love or are there any other selfish ideas polluting it, contaminating it. And then only go ahead and do if you have the complete approval of your conscience, which is love again. Then do whatever needs to be done. That's all is my message. My messages are getting simpler by the day. I do not want to talk about ancient scriptures and big shlokas and verses from the Upanishads. And for those who are interested for academic purposes, they can do that. But at the end, this is what the truth is. It can't be made simpler than this. Love and love alone that matters. And whoever knows love knows God. Whoever lives in this love truly lives. All others simply exist. This love alone is the most important and the only thing that truly defines us as all creatures, big and small. So this is what we need to develop, and I hope this heart of love will become an inspiration through all of you for many, many more people who are lost, who are looking for that missing piece of the puzzle, but they do not know what it is. They're trying everything to fit into that place. It doesn't work, and they're confused what to do with it. But this is where we can go with an answer. It's very simple. Start loving everyone as your own and see the puzzle is complete. This is all we need to do. Young or old, doesn't matter. Rich or poor, it doesn't matter. Or powerful or meek, doesn't matter. Ancient or modern, doesn't matter. Love is for all, equally available for all. So let us practice that. That's all I wanted to convey. And I hope that you will take this very seriously and truly start to practice loving each other, loving yourself to begin with, to love yourself. With all your shortcomings also you are divine, you are the same love. These shortcomings are the superimpositions of the mind and its habits, but they can be changed. So there is hope, and learn from each other and inspire each other. And let this circle of love expand. Start with Murwillumbah, go to all New South Wales, Queensland, go beyond the boundaries to other states and continents. Let it spread to the whole earth. That's what Auntie Deirdre was saying. That's what is my wish too. And that is the wish of all our ancient forefathers who want the whole world to live together as one family in pure love. And believe me, there is enough for everyone. All can live comfortably, happily, if we just learn to love each other. That love will guide us about how we should live. And nobody will sleep hungry, nobody will be sick, nobody will be denied any necessities or rights. Everybody will be equally comfortable. That is the world we are trying to build. And I think of all of you as colleagues, as partners in this process. So each is equally capable, equally potential, right? Because we are born of the same thing. The faster you get there, the easier our work becomes, because we have more pairs of hands. So we can do it faster. That's our job, that's our responsibility. And I hope this day will bring many more such days, and we can gather here, hopefully again, in our own place, and discuss and celebrate and share this idea of love. And then take it from here like a flame and light up many more lives outside with the same flame of love. And this is my wish and prayer, and I'm sure we have the blessings of the native spirits, the gods, and all the people of this land who are there to bless us for this great work. I think they're waiting for people to do this for them. So we'll join hands and work together. That's all from my side. To the people of Australia. Anything else, Kaushik? That's it. How do you like this place? It's nice, isn't it? Yes. Better than the Sydney harbour, I'm sure. Where all I see is shiploads of greed coming and shiploads of greed going out. This is peaceful. And there are beautiful birds. You should go around and see when you find time. They are all different types, but they all are happy. They live together. I just can't understand when all these millions and millions of creatures can live together. What's wrong with us humans? Why can't we? Nobody told them, but they all live together. Nobody fights over branches and flowers and fruits and water. They all find their way to work it around and live nevertheless together. Only we humans have become like this. That's the reason why we are troubling them too. We can change that, and hopefully it is sooner than what we expect it to be. Good. What's next? No. Lunch. Yeah, that's the reason most of them came. Many satsangs I've seen in India especially, First thing that they want to know is that, so what's there for the prasadam at the end? Yeah, thousands I've seen Gurujis going around giving discourses. And people will gather and here it's very difficult. It's like the whole population of one state maybe. They'll come for one satsang. 100,000, 200,000 people will gather. But nobody is interested in listening to what. They're all waiting. And they don't want to sit in the front rows because exiting and reaching the dining hall will be difficult. So they all love to sit towards the edges. So the moment there is a signal that this program is over, they will rush. Now, I was called to one function like this in Bangalore. Quite embarrassing, actually. I generally don't go, but this person was so insistent. Please come, and we have this little something they were doing for the student scholarships. And I went there. And, we are not done with the program. Halfway through, people get to know that it's another 10 minutes and the program will be over. And they're all looking this way, that way. Which side is the food counter? This way or that way? And everybody is restless. And even before we could conclude the program, people got up and started moving. And then the speaker, poor fellow who was the organizer, had to announce, nobody will be served food if you go earlier than being told. So out of compulsion, they sat down. Fortunately, our devotees are not like that. No, because they know there is enough food for everyone. But it is interesting. However, the culture of Australia, as I noticed, is very, very warm. And whenever I come here, I see people, they don't have so much of hierarchy and barriers. Everybody talks to each other. They shake their hands, they hug each other, they greet each other. I think that still exists here. in most of the places. I saw it in the airport too. People were quite warm. I don't know whether COVID did this to them. But definitely people are warmer than what they were 4 years ago. I felt that people have understood the importance of looking after each other, the idea of society. I felt that COVID has probably taught us all to be more sensitive to each other. It was nice when people could smile and shake hands and greet each other. At least it begins there. So that is a nice thing. And Australians are always, I've seen, they're generally warm people and quite loud also. They are. Especially the people from the Tweed Valley, I think. But I know you people are very nice people, and I think that's all we need to be, nice to each other, nice to everyone whom we come across, and do what we can in our capacity. If nothing can be done, at least you, with a pure heart, just wish them well and hope that everything goes well with them. And that's enough to begin with. If anything more we can do, we'll go ahead and do. Nice, that's it then for today. I'll be here for 2-3 more days, but I'm doing as right. I know how to get my work done, so I told them, if you get the things ready, I will write my book. But to tell you a secret, I haven't started yet. But nevertheless, they got the place ready, and they got this place also, hoping that things will happen. But we will. But this book that I'm writing now is the third part, the third volume, and it's very deep because it takes you through many twists and turns, many, what you call the dark night of the soul kind of moments. And you really know what happens on this spiritual path, So I would like to keep it as honest as possible, as honest as Australians are. They say it as it is, so that it helps people. Like somebody asked me, and I told him some of those very low moments, And they said, oh, you also had to go through these low moments? I said, why you think that I should not go through these? Every seeker goes through it. I've read the books about St. Francis of Assisi, so also the autobiography of a yogi, so also so many other seekers, Vivekananda and people like that. They all go through it, and it is a process. You have to let go of your old and embrace the new. It's not easy because we have been conditioned over several births to believe in certain ways. And letting go is not easy, and that does take you through some troublesome times, some rough weather. And you must accept that and walk on this path. So that is what the book is all about. I'm sure it will come out well. And it will also help many people to think that, all is not hunky-dory on this spiritual path. You must go through what you must go through. But nevertheless, you must keep walking. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but stop not. That's the path of spirituality. So I had my moments of flights, moments of running, walking, crawling, dragging, but still continuing. That's the key. So we will write. Hopefully we can do something before I leave. But till then, take this message from here. Love. That's one word, in his story. Kaushik asked, don't give me an essay, just tell me in 2 words. And I even further, I said, what do you want to do when you grow up? 1 word answer. Love. When I grow up, I want to love. And that would be the answer to all the questions in life. So I hope you will do that. Okay, for now I'm very happy to see all of you. And I'm happy to see you here in this land. We could have sat in any auditorium as well, hired a place. But I wanted everybody to be here and feel the place, feel the earth, feel the space, and feel this energy. That's important. That's why we are here. I'm hoping many more such meetings will happen, and much will come out of it. It will help the world. So samasta loka sugino bhavantu. Let all be happy.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्राशयना ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वियो साई महादेवा सद्गुरु साई महादेवा मंगलहारति अंदुको मंगलहारति अंदुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय जय बोलो सद्गुरु श्री मधुसूदन साई जी की जय
He's going there.